And we're back, folks.
What's up?
Thanks for coming back. It's Mo Keith time.
Mo Keith time.
We got the Mo Unabomber. I don't know what's going on with Mo right now. He's looking very suspicious.
You know, with the advent of AI and I'm just trying to keep things safe. No, one of our commenters was talking about my forehead, and Somali foreheads be clapping. Okay, and I'm just trying to hide the applause. You know, I'm just trying to keep it tight, Keith.
It's good. No, it looks good. I mean, you do look like you're gonna rob somewhere when you're dressed like that.
Keith, do you really think that I could rob anybody without them identifying me pretty freaking quickly in the small state of Maine?
You definitely, if you do anything illegal, you're arrested.
I'm one of like maybe 20 voluptuous black men in the state of Maine. I think they can identify. There's a registry for me. They'll find me. They'll just go like, "Hey."
No, I bet you're not even the biggest black guy in Maine.
Oh, I don't think I am.
No.
But I'll get there.
Do you want to get there? You don't want to get there.
No, I want to get there.
No, it's cool. I mean, you had a good look. It's gone now, but these are good shades, though.
Yeah, I stole these from my girlfriend.
Oh, they're women's?
Who stole this from her brother. So technically, we stole.
All right.
From the man.
Stealing from the man. Yeah, that's probably uncalled for. That's uncouth.
I'm sorry. I only know words if you just mispronounce them slightly. You gotta.
Yeah, unquith.
Unquith. It's unquithy. That's a little. You know what's funny, dude? I was thinking about our podcast. I think our podcast isn't podcasty enough. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just not. It's not podcasty enough.
What makes a podcast podcasty?
I just don't know, but we'll never be MVP. We'll never be.
I don't want to be. You want to be the Rogan Experience? You want to be JRE over there?
I think isn't he number one, or Your Mom's House, and then I don't know. My favorite was always Joey Diaz's podcast.
That was a good one.
That was so good. I don't know if he's still doing it.
He's doing his own thing, but you know the guy Lee Syatt?
Yeah.
His producer there.
The guy he just abuses with drugs.
Yeah, he gives him a lot of
just beats
gummies.
him down with hard drugs.
Crazy, not hard drugs.
I think they've done a few different drugs. I don't think it's just weed.
Let's just say it's just gummies.
It's gummies.
But anyway, the thing that I kind of thought was fun was that guy lives in Mass. Lee lives in Mass, and I bet you he'd be on a show. I bet you we could get him up here.
Was he funny?
Lee Syatt, if you're listening.
I don't remember his. He was hilarious. Yeah, hey Lee, I want to hang out with you. I just want to ask you questions about my Lord and Savior Joey Diaz.
Sure, I'm sure he'd be happy to respond. But you know, he goes to open mics and stuff down in Mass that my friends are at.
Oh wow!
So they know him.
I bet there are a lot of comics that are fake to him that want to get closer to him. I feel like that's the worst for like some of the bigger comics that I meet every once in a while. Like not always. Like I've met like
Kevin Hart.
Yeah. When me and Kev and Chris and Dave
you're talking about Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle.
I just prefer Chris and Dave.
Yeah, you just go by Chris.
But no, they're so big, like you could never physically even touch them. But it's like, we've met some comics that have been on TV or like have done XYZ.
Of course, yeah.
And it's like you can tell like there's kind of a guard up because people ask for stuff all the time. They're like they get weird.
Especially
like,
you ever meet a guy that's been on Rogan?
I've never met I don't think I've actually might have. I don't think he.
Yeah, well, those people, it's like they have to have some kind of a. Well, the thing is, I think all the people that get on Rogan are like. Anyone that tries to like get that connection, it's like they can sniff that out so fast. Like, oh yeah, no, I can't get you. I'm not gonna put you in touch with Joe Rogan.
And also, Joe Rogan isn't just gonna invite a Massachusetts open micer to a show. It might, but I think I just think it's a weird culture in stand-up in general where I was thinking about this a while ago, like it's an arena anyone can just jump in, right? Like you go to an open mic, you do enough open mics at one point, you'll get in the shows.
For sure.
And I feel like there's comics are too nice to each other sometimes, where it's just like, I don't. Have you ever looked at another comic that's not your friend and been like, that set sucks? It's an awful set, or it's an awful joke
to their face.
Yeah,
that's not my friend.
Yeah,
and been like that. You're terrible.
You're terrible. Have you ever heard? Have you given honest feedback to somebody like? Because I'll tell you, I haven't.
No, I don't think I've ever told someone like point blank that they stink and should quit comedy.
You could keep doing this for so long at a like a medium, at like a very small, our level, like a small level, and like nobody ever tell you suck.
Well, it's because
it's like so bad.
Well, that kind of a job is kind of always going to be above your pay grade, you know? Like, it's the only person that you would have that kind of conflict with is someone that is being actively like annoying to you, and somebody that you absolutely can't stand, and you're trying, by saying that, you're trying to discourage them from ever showing up again, like not offering feedback, just like fully discouraging them from ever getting on a microphone again.
It's that's like with the open micer stuff, but then there are people who just do it enough where they do get on the shows and stuff, and they're like they're bad. They're bad, and they don't know. And like, for me at least, like, I get feedback from like my friends. I'll invite real friends to shows, or I'll ask friends what they think, and I'll get like real feedback. Like, this sucks. This was not funny. There are people that go to some of the main House of Comedy shows who are regular like people who come to the shows all the time. They've seen all of my material, and I'll go up to them at the end of shows and be like, "What were your thoughts on that?" Like, shout out Amadeus. Amadeus is a cool dude that goes to our shows all the time, and he always like. Or one day he got under my skin because like I asked him how he liked the show, and he's like, "Yeah, I think you're doing the same material a lot. Like, I just have heard it before," and I was just like, "Ouch!" And then like the next time he went to a show, I had like a bug up my butt about it, and I was doing different stuff and playing around with stuff, and I think you need that encouragement to get better.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like our community, though, at the smaller level, like the bigger guys, they do their own thing, but like at the smaller level, there isn't enough like, "Hey dude, that sucks," or like, "Hey dude, you need to work on that," or "You need to change that."
Yeah, I would totally be listening if someone said, "Hey, you got to give up that joke," you know, and like, or just like let it go, or like, I've heard that enough. And I myself say that internally. I'm like, I need to just like give that one a rest and try to move on. But you want to be writing, you know, you just want to be trying to make it more interesting. It's fun to write. It's fun to have new material and try to work it out into something good. But, you know, not everyone is like your best friend Kevin Hart.
And my best friend Kev, Kev's the
Chris
best.
Rock.
Yeah, Chrissy Boy's the best. There's a new documentary on Netflix. I don't know if you watched it. It's Chris Rock and Kevin Hart are selling out this show in New York, the stadium in New York, and it was just going into both of their careers and the timeline around their careers.
Yeah.
And kind of touching on the idea of like black performers in general are fearful, even at a local level. If it always feels like there's only one spot out there. If you're a black performer, there's like the black guy.
Yeah,
you know?
I bet.
And it's like, and that has always been the case. And it's like, you know, Chris Rock was the black guy of SNL, right?
Sure.
And Kevin Hart, you know, had that issue. So it's like almost hard to have camaraderie with people in comedy or entertainment. They covered that really in depth, that anxiety of like, oh, like there can only be one, so you can't really have that brotherhood or that like that idea of like talking to your peer.
I think that's gone now,
mentality. It's lifted a lot, but it seems like TV still has kind of like that thing too, that there can only be so many spaces.
I guess you'd recognize it more than me.
Yeah, it has gotten better. I will say sometimes you can, again, like I think we talked about this early on in the show too. It's like America seems to always go into one extreme or the other, but it's a great show. You'll see it in the comedy section, like, documentary, Kevin Hart and Chris Rock. I got to learn a lot about Kevin Hart because I knew a lot about Chris Rock because I love Chris Rock. And, Bigger and Blacker is one of my favorite comedy specials that I love. He's just a genius. But, like, I wasn't that big of a fan of Kevin Hart, but I became a bigger fan of Kevin Hart just listening to his story and how his mom passed away before he, like, got really successful, and that, like, hit him hard because she was, like, a big supporter.
Yeah.
Sucks.
You know what was insane? I found out Weird Al's parents died at the same time in a carbon monoxide poisoning in their home.
Damn.
Isn't that insane?
It's a silent killer.
Yeah, man.
Have you had your carbon monoxide alarm go off? We had a false alarm once at our house.
No, I haven't. I haven't had that go off, but
that's my
we have them. Check your batteries.
Check your car. That's what happened to dude. Our battery was off and it was singing this. It was weird.
Check your batteries. Weird Al. Our hearts go out to you.
What are those child shorts that you have in the background?
Oh, my child shorts?
Yeah. Which child did you rob?
So this is my pair of Wrangler shorts from 1999. They are signed by Powerman 5000 and Megadeth, and and
we're auctioning them off, guys. Highest bidder.
Yeah, highest bidder in the comments. You want these Powerman 5000 pants? Yeah, okay. Why would a 8th grade boy, opt to have his pants signed? Well, I was wearing a black shirt, that was a Metallica shirt, and I was seeing Megadeth, and I'll just tell you because there's no way you would know this, but the singer in Megadeth who's also the guitar player in Megadeth. He was in Metallica when they like first started. Basically, he was like kind of their original lead guitar player. He was in Metallica, and they threw him out before the first album came out, and so they kind of had like bad blood, So I was like,
was there blood in the streets?
There was no blood in the streets.
You know what maybe I don't hear it enough, and I don't want to stomp on your story, but
you're stomping on it, yeah.
My favorite thing about like music and like rap in particular is that when there's beef, something happens. Like there's a confrontation, there's like drama.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like, was there ever like did that guitar singer like did they fight anyone? Did they go after Megadeth? Like did they have dueling rock concerts at one point? Metallica beat Megadeth.
Well, they eventually they're brothers at the end of the day. Like they have mutual respect at this point. But clearly one of the bands got way bigger than the other one. And
which is bigger? Metallica's bigger.
Metallica,
right? Yeah,
they're massive.
Huge.
They play stadiums.
Megadeth is huge though. Like,
of course, they play arenas too. They play for thousands of people, but so when I went to see Megadeth in 8th grade, I had a Metallica shirt on, and I knew, but I was like, I'm gonna wear a Metallica shirt because I like Metallica. It's cool, whatever. And when I went to go meet the band, I didn't think that I was gonna get autographs. I didn't think about autographs. I never thought about like, oh, what am I going to have them sign? So literally the only thing on me was like these pants. So I had Megadeth sign my shorts here, Did
they leave any messages for you? Let's hear.
No. And in fact, the saddest part.
Oh, they wrote right here, why does this smell like piss? Like, why did they...
Pee-pee.
Why did they... This one says... I invite you over to my room. What's going on here, buddy? What did you...
No, there's none of that. So, that's nice, though. It's real nice. These nice band members, they signed my pants. And you're making fun of me for it. Real nice,
You know what? I will give you a compliment. These are very clean.
Yeah, because I never wore them again. I took these off in 8th grade, and I never put them back on.
Can you fit into these?
Are you kidding me?
What do you mean?
I think
you maybe.
I didn't stop growing in 8th grade, man. I did grow a little bit.
What are those?
Hey, but you know what? These are made in USA. So America. I mean, 100% cotton made in USA. So
like when you die and like, you know, in your will, is this going to your daughter?
Oh, you know what's so funny? This one signature was on the back. I never noticed it. I forgot about it. It's probably one of the 7 members of Power Man 5000. And it's in the best condition because it wasn't exposed to light. Because I used to have these hung up on my bedroom wall. I displayed these shorts proudly. And
how much is that worth?
They're not worth. I mean, the best autograph on here is Dave Mustaine, and it's gone. It's essentially gone. If you can see that, I'm shocked. But
is there a way to preserve autographs and stuff on that?
Probably not have them exposed to the sun for an entire high school year.
Like some sort of like oil, education. You know?
You want to oil the pants?
I'll oil your pants when you were 14 years old.
My 14-year-old pants?
I'll lick it.
I call them pants, but they're clearly shorts.
They're shorts. They're not even pants that were cut. I punched the mic. I hope you heard that.
It's a good mic punch.
Bam, bam, bam.
I can edit this. I can edit out the mic punches.
I hate editing things out. I like leaning into things. Let's just lean into our mistakes, you know?
Yeah. Right in there. But but I'll tell you this, when Dave Mustaine signed my 8th grade shorts, he didn't make a big deal out of it. He actually signed about as far from the crotch as he could, which is big respect to Dave.
But someone got
pretty close, and David Ellefson, he's not in the band anymore. He got thrown out for some misconduct.
Really close
it was a misconduct years later, but we'll stay out of that. But anyway, Marty Friedman, David Ellefson, Dave Mustaine, and Jimmy DeGrasso signed my pants.
Dude, that's sick. It's nice to have stuff like that. I lost my Haji Beach shirt. I don't know if you know the group Odd Future. You know who Tyler, the Creator, is, right? And like,
I know who Tyler Perry is.
You know, of course, Tyler Perry, but
he's the richest Tyler, the Creator, man in the world, right? Tyler Perry.
Is he? No, he's not. Tyler Perry is...
He's the richest man in the world.
A director. He's maybe a billionaire now.
He is a billionaire. Wealthy, no, he's not the richest man in the world.
Richest man in the world is my dad. My dad.
I want to live in that world where Tyler Perry is the richest man in the world.
God help us.
That's great. No, that's a good world.
Dude, he's terrifying.
Is he bad?
That guy is terrifying.
Terrifying Tyler?
I've never met him, but
no, you've never.
So met... I'm a Tyler Perry, old school Tyler Perry fan. I watched the Tyler Perry plays. He has movies, but a lot of people don't watch him, but he had a ton of plays that he wrote and made and recorded. Uh-huh. And the plays are even more interesting because you get the audience reaction and he has all the same actors that play their roles in the movies, play their roles in the plays. And I used to go to Blockbusters and get like little DVDs of Tyler. You know, Medea Goes to Prison. Medea Goes to Prison was a play. You know, Medea, like all those things, all the Medea movies, all the Tyler Perry Presents stuff. I loved his movies. I still like them, but I've heard he's difficult to work with. I've heard he's kind of scary. I've heard he's like he has big Christian vibes in all of his movies, huge Christian vibes, but a lot of people think he's a gay man, and that he kind of uses that, you know, the faith as like kind of like, you know, the beard, the mustache, you know, the idea of the beard or the ways to cover
the neck beard,
who you are. Yeah, the neck beard to cover who you are, a lot of people just say he's an odd duck, and some people are uncomfortable in the same room with him. Not because of what they think his sexuality is, but I think there are allegations of like, you know, when you're that big, there's so many different allegations against you.
All you got is allegations.
But allegations of different stuff. But so it would be a scary world. Like, I feel like he would, if he was the richest man in the world, he would force us all to put on wigs and dresses.
Hey, I love a wig. You know me. I love a good wig.
And everyone's Medea.
I'm a wig guy. I'm definitely a wig. I'm pro wig.
Easy does it there.
Yep. But we did briefly touch on neck beards. You kind of have a neck beard.
I do. I have a neck beard.
Are you trying to have a neck beard, or is it just kind of by happenstance?
I just think the world shouldn't see my chin.
Let's see it.
I don't want people to see my chin. I had spots, okay? I got spots.
Yeah.
Right
What's
here.
up with that spot? Did you get that spot? Like, did you cultivate that?
Yeah. I just.
Did you pick at it? Are you a hair picker?
It's funny. My girlfriend's hair gets stuck in.
It's actually right there, and it's pretty disgusting. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's actually repulsive, and now it's on my floor. That's great.
Yeah.
That's really nice, Mo.
Here, I gave you some hair.
Just giving man a little bit of hair. I'm sorry about your patch, man. That's rough. Can you fill that in somehow?
Yeah, with like little sprays. I think all I have to do is like I don't brush or take care of my facial hair enough. So maybe if I took care of it. What's your routine?
I shave my neck beard once a week, and then maybe every other week I do a close shave on the rest of my beard. And I'll shave up here like every week. I shave up here. I'm due, guys.
I'm due for a haircut.
Dude, we're both due for haircuts, right?
I need to get a haircut.
When's the last time you got your haircut? Mine was before this podcast started.
It would have to be before this podcast started, yeah.
Isn't that wild? And that's why I've been wearing a hat.
Yeah, I wear hats all the time because of my forehead that claps, apparently. Thanks, commenters on the clips. There are these commenters on the clips that just feel like they can attack me. They tell me I can't read. They tell me my forehead's messed up.
It's okay. It's engagement, man.
Yeah, it's engage my...
Hey, I welcome it, folks. If you're listening and or watching and you have something funny to say to us, go for it. I'm free reign on roasting us, because I will try to reply to every comment.
I will reply on my own separate account.
Yeah, what's your other account? Somali.
I made it when I was
business?
like a kid. Somali Star Productions. Was something
when you were proud.
I didn't. Yeah, I'm not a proud Somali anymore after that race.
Trashing the races.
And our president went to Saudi Arabia, came back with 2 black eyes because apparently he was just bend the knee too hard, man. It's a rough time in my life. It's a tough time. But you know what?
So Somali Star Productions. If you see him in the comments, that's what that is.
Somali Star Productions, their stand-up, their videos. You can critique me there, my friends. But dude, it's 2024.
Yeah.
This is the first podcast in the new year.
It is. Good for us, I mean, there was one already, but this is the first one we're recording this year. We're letting you in
because the last one we talked about, that was recorded before the new year anyway, right?
Yeah, we front load by a week so that we can get all those nice, beautiful clips out to you guys that you so like to watch.
Also, we have our listeners on Apple and Spotify and all those groups, and I think in the end of the day, our clips. I like our clips.
I know we've talked about our clips a lot, and we have fun making them, and they're silly and they're fun.
You know what we need to do is we need to start a beef with another podcast and start having active beef with them.
You know what? Let's do
the crimes.
Joe Rogan experience. Let's start a beef with Joe Rogan.
Yeah, screw you, Joe.
Yeah, Joe. Let's see if you can take us.
Jiu-jitsu's fake.
Yeah, it's fake. It's all rigged. UFC's rigged.
Oh yeah, totally rigged. Totally rigged. Yeah.
Aliens aren't real. And
what's his brand? Alpha Brain.
Alpha Brain.
Brain doesn't work.
More like freaking Beta Brain loser.
Oh yeah. Ivermectin blubber.
Yeah, go.
What are you doing? You doing ketamine too? Is that what you're doing, Rogan?
Go massage a horse, Joe Rogan. Go massage one.
Yeah, Joe Rogan, I'll kiss you in the face.
Yeah.
I kiss your forehead.
I kiss your nice slick forehead.
He has the forehead of a Somali elder. I respect Joe Rogan.
He's got that Somali elder head. I love that.
Honestly, it's funny. Joe Rogan is like the podcaster your girlfriend hates. Like everyone, like
Amy loves Rogan.
Amy's a Rogan fan.
Oh, she loves Rogan.
Oh my God, Courtney hates Rogan.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it's in line with her. But if I ever met Rogan, I would fold so hard, man. I would be so nice to him. I would kiss his forehead and be like, Mr. Rogan, mwah, mwah, you're so good.
Like, oh, you're so man.
You're so good.
Mojo.
Your body is so phallic from your head down.
Oh, Joey. No, it's so funny. Like, there are so many people that do not like Joe Rogan. And you know what?
He's an entertainer. He's not taking any of this seriously.
He's having a good time. He's doing his thing. And he's doing the same podcast that he did when he had like 9 viewers or whatever. So it's kind of... it's obviously better, but they're talking about the same stuff.
There was a prime time where I think it was... I was started watching 2017... And I kind of stopped around 2020 where he had this beautiful time period where he had guests on that were really interesting.
He still has really interesting guests.
Some of his guests aren't as fun as they used to be because I feel like they go on to the Joe Rogan show and they're trying to fit the format of the Joe Rogan show and they're trying to say outlandish things. They want to get into psychedelics. They want to get into weird alternative sciences from before. But before that, I think you can almost mark it before Elon Musk got on there. His first Elon Musk episode was great. When he smoked weed on the Elon Musk was just talking and some of his guests, it was almost like the show was changing a little bit and it had a vibe to it. And it was starting to introduce some of the alternative history, alternative science stuff.
Yep.
And once he started going too hard on that route, like once he started having like debates with 2 alternative history people, he was like facilitating debates with PhDs. And I was like, you're not qualified to have this discussion.
No, and that's the thing. He's not qualified. He's just a dude and he says it. He's like, I don't know why people listen to me. And people just will.
He had these debate episodes, which were honestly kind of genius, but it was starting to get into that realm of like, dude, you're not qualified to like moderate a debate between 2 PhDs talking about like heart health and all this stuff. That's like versus like a good podcast that I like for health stuff is Dr. Mike. I don't know if you know about Dr. Mike on YouTube. I'm a Dr. Mike fan. He's a golden retriever of a human being. He's this like child of Russian immigrant, or I think he's a Russian immigrant. I might be getting his background messed up, but he's a legit doctor in New York, and he's all about healthy lifestyles and all that stuff. But he has a podcast where he's just pretty much like, he's really no nonsense. Like, he's a very nice dude, but he's like no nonsense with like the because we live in a culture right now where it's just like the 30-minute soundbite. And people like these like PhD
30-minute or 30
not 30
second?
minute, 30-second sound bites of like,
I just want that nice cool half-hour bite. I just
half-hour bite.
Nice half-hour bite.
But those 30-second like don't eat beans because there's lectin in them and lectin causes cancer.
Hannibal lectin,
faba beans. Not good. But Dr. Mike had this guy on the show who was like, you shouldn't eat beans because of lectin, and lectin will reduce your life expectancy. This guy literally on the podcast with Dr. Mike said more people should smoke. He said more people should smoke. He said more people need to smoke.
Are we trying to cut down on humans? Is that what
population control?
He's like, we're trying to lower the gen pop over here, so let's just start smoking a little bit.
His argument was you could smoke because people. Have you heard of you know about the blue zones, right? Everyone has the blue zones, places in the world where people live longer. Like longevity research.
Yeah.
So
Japan, right?
Yeah, Okinawa, Japan.
Yeah.
The 7-Day Adventists in California. There are parts, I believe, in Guatemala or somewhere in South America. There are these pockets where people are living well into their hundreds. And you see, it's like people are living longer. And a lot of people study these places to figure out what they're doing differently to live longer.
Huh.
And there's a great documentary on Netflix about it, and there you could read books about the blue zones. They've been around forever. And you can find parallels. Like most of these places, they're communities that focus a lot on taking care of your elders. Old people move around more. They squat, pick up, they're active. They eat healthier foods. And they eat a diet that's big on beans. They're heavy on beans. But this guy, for some reason, like locked in on like, but they all smoke. You shouldn't eat beans, but you should still smoke because smoking and nicotine is a really good thing for your brain. And the bad side of smoking can be reduced by eating this stuff or working out.
Wait, let's switch glasses while you say this stuff.
So Dr. Mike had him on the show to like debate. Dr. Mike had them on the show to debate because that's not factual. You shouldn't smoke.
Yeah.
Smoking is bad.
You know what I like to smoke? Candy cigarettes. That's my favorite kind of cigarette.
Yeah. I think your bit goes, that's right after sex, right? It's like you smoke a candy cigarette.
Yeah, I look like after sex I'd have a candy cigarette.
Yeah. It's crazy. We've known each other long enough that I feel like I could recite some of your bits. I think you can recite some of mine, but you can't say the N-word.
No, I can't, and I won't. And unless it's neckbeard. But no, I could say, you know, like, hi, I'm ethnically Somali. It's the first thing you get to know about me, you know?
Yeah, but that's not the funny part of the bit. It's like, hi, I'm Mo Wally. I'm ethnically Somali. It's the first thing you get to know about me. No, it's the first thing you get to know about me because I don't have a personality.
Right.
And then I go, it's the first thing that comes out during the company icebreaker.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm imported.
Hi, I'm imported.
Okay, it's not funny. I quit.
No,
I quit stand-up.
You should quit stand-up.
I'm just going to focus on my career, which would probably net me more money. I think maybe I should just focus on...
Oh, is that what this world is about? Money?
Yeah. Yeah. That is... Sorry to break it to you.
Is that what we're doing here? Are we doing money? Is this what it is? Are we money people now?
Well, last podcast I was like, grades matter. And now I'm going to be like,
like
money matters. Oh, jeez.
It's all about getting close to that mic and screaming. That's the best part.
You know what's funny is you caught that as I realized. Just noticed your face.
Yeah, man. That's what it is.
Is this? Should we make this?
This is the vibe now. This is the vibe we put out.
What have we devolved into? What have we become? I literally took a
Hey, the listeners don't know what's going on.
They have no idea. Hey, listeners, we've got silly glasses on right now.
Not even they're regular glasses that you could wear in life, but we're wearing them a little bit differently.
We're just a little silly. Silly
this
boys.
is for the person that, you know, they wanna have one eyes things are a little brighter.
Yeah.
And one eye things are a little bit darker.
Honestly, might be cheaper than an eye patch.
Right?
Yeah. I don't understand what happened to wearing shades at the club. People don't do that anymore.
I didn't know people did that. They wore them in the club?
You don't remember Yin Yang Twins? You don't remember, back in the day?
I wasn't
wearing
a Yang
the shades in the club.
I wasn't a Yang head.
You weren't a Yang head. You were just a tool.
I was a tool head. They wore shades inside, huh?
That was a thing back in the day, wearing shades inside. Stunner shades. You remember stunner shades?
Please tell me about them because I don't remember them.
You remember syrup sandwiches and Crown allowances?
No, I'm 10 years older than you. I don't know any of this stuff.
Forget you are like... I feel like you were...
I'm an elder millennial, man.
Did you not pay attention to the rise of Kanye? The rise of Ye?
You know what's funny? This is actually very funny. In the past few weeks...
I believe you. It's funny.
It's funny in like a not funny way. It's funny in like, oh, that's odd way. It's odd. It's an odd funny.
It's odd.
But so...
It's curio.
I have been listening to Kanye West quite regularly lately.
Ooh.
But never really...
What? So have you been listening like from all of his albums? Like have you been going to like...
I'm just doing the hits.
Graduation.
I'm just doing the
late
hits.
Registration.
I'm not going deep yet. I like the stuff he did with Jay-Z. That was pretty cool.
Oh, the Watch the Throne tour.
That was cool.
Yeah. What? So, did you like the Frank Ocean? What's a king to a god? What's a god to a king?
Yeah.
It's a king to a non-believer.
Yeah, no,
what's a god to a non-believer?
It's okay. They're correcting us.
They're correcting it. Yeah. Frank Ocean. was the one who sang that. No, dude, the Watch the Throne tour, you had to be there.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah, neckbeards and
Wait, you had your neckbeard out? And
no,
be out?
No, you had to be there and in tune when that tour was happening, because like he was releasing the music, I think, weekly at that point. Like, they'll correct me because they will, but like the idea of like it was a interesting release at the time. Like, and when N-Word in Paris came out, that was freaking awesome.
Neckbeard in Paris.
Dude, he freaking sampled Blades of Glory.
Yeah, no, he's a sampler guy.
It's like, I'm Mr. West. You know what's funny? A lot of people who meet him in person, they say he's relatively nice. The problem with Kanye West, and what I feel bad about, is
oh, you feel bad stuff for Kanye?
I do feel very bad for him because, you know, outside of, you know, I condemn any I condemn anti-Semitism, but it's
taking
like,
a firm stance.
I condemn it, but he clearly is mentally ill.
I don't actually think he's mentally ill.
Really?
I think he's really going hard on the Jesus thing.
Then that could be mental illness. Like, I think there's a mental illness in there. I don't think he's not religious, but the guy, if you're telling me...
No,
like,
but you know whole Jesus' thing of like, I love everybody. You've heard this? He's like, oh, I love everybody. Oh, and so that's why he was saying all that other... He loved all those people that probably shouldn't be loved. You know what I mean? Know what I mean?
I'm so confused. He might use that as a justification. I don't know. I just think he's like. I think I blame Kim Kardashian. I blame the Kardashians. They ruined Ye. They ruined OJ.
They ruined Pete Davidson.
Yeah. Well, I think Pete Davidson came out stronger after that.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
He's good.
He freaked out in a trailer, I guess. I'm sure it was like fine, and the people are just making it into
Well, he
news.
has a mental illness. He's very open about it.
Every comedian has a mental illness.
Well, I think he has bipolar disorder pretty bad.
Yeah. I mean...
I think there's a difference between comics who like say they have a mental illness and they like joke around about it, like, oh, I'm depressed, but they're not really depressed. They're not taking meds. Like, I feel like we live in a society right now where everybody's kind of naming like a mental illness that they think they're like, they feel like they can attribute some of their behaviors to, but they're not legit diagnosed. Like,
yeah.
Oh, you know, I'm an asshole because I'm autistic, or no, I'm an asshole because I have OCD. But you don't have OCD. You were never diagnosed with it. Or people like pretending like to have Tourette's. Like, literally not that long ago, somebody got...
That's my favorite pretend thing. That's my favorite thing to pretend.
Just pretending to have... This lady got nailed on social media for pretending to have Tourette's. And
that's a good time, though. At least you're having a... pretending to have that is a good time. Like, it is a bad time if you have it, but if you're pretending, it sure is fun. Because you get to go in and out of it.
Yeah. You get to
have you ever thought about that?
N-word.
Yeah. No, it's good. Don't worry about what's happening right now.
I'm scared.
No. We got Wigs.
Which one should I wear?
Well, you can be Ice Spice if you want.
I'll be Ice Spice, yeah.
Do your best Ice Spice impression.
You're putting one on too, right? You're not just making me...
No, I'll put on a wig.
Should put the hat on over it.
Yeah, we could. But yeah, yeah, Kanye's. Kanye's he's not the guy that I. He's apologized, right? He's like finally.
I forget what he said.
Decided like, oh, I'm gonna apologize.
I think he said, quote, I had a good conversation with the guy from Superbad. What was his name again?
Seth Rogen.
No, the other.
Jonah Hill.
Yeah, I had a good conversation with Jonah Hill, and now I'm cool with Jewish people.
Nice. That's all it took.
I don't know, especially right now in the world, I think society did the right thing by going after him for his comments, because you have to be careful tackling anti-Semitism, especially in a climate where right-wing extremism is growing. And hi, I'm Ice Spice. You can attribute that quote to Ice Spice.
That's pretty good. Ice Spice.
This is what Ice Spice sounds like.
Do you twerk?
I do, but that's only on the OnlyFans. You can follow me.
Low Keith
OnlyFans. Actually, the /Mo Wally OnlyFans is a thing that I have.
Nice.
You get the spicy content. I don't have spicy content on there.
What is it? Just like a picture of your ankle?
There's literally, I think, a Photoshop photo of like, haha, you looked, or no, that was the profile. Haha, you clicked. I made an OnlyFans as a joke.
That's pretty good.
Joke profile. But no, hi, I'm Ice Spice. Vote for me.
Yeah. Here, can I be Ice Spice now?
No.
Can I wear the wig though?
It's your wig, yeah. Here you go, sir.
All right. Yeah, I like this wig. This is a good wig.
These are listeners. We're wearing wigs.
We're putting wigs on. We're just having a little fun with wigs.
This wig is nice and warm. Keith was.
I warmed it up for you.
warmed it up for me. Hi, I'm.
Are you a wig guy?
I'm a wig guy now.
I heard you bought some wigs.
I did. I bought 2 wigs. They just came in today. I haven't had a chance to.
Haven't cracked them open yet.
I haven't had a chance to crack them open yet.
Just like, do you ever like? Do most regular people don't own wigs, right?
There's a great movie called Good Hair that covers the African American community.
I'm not talking
wigs,
about that kind of wig. I'm talking about wigs for play. I'm not talking about wigs for fashion.
Wigs for play.
This is wigs for play. This is not wigs for fashion.
Have you ever?
I'm not trying to look.
Have you ever hooked up with a black woman before who does wear wigs or an extension, or any woman that wears wigs or an extension?
No.
It's weird because like it's weird going out and like you go out with that person, so when you come back home, and they take their wig off.
Yeah. Do they put it on like the white styrofoam head?
I swear to God, this one young lady came to my home.
Yeah.
And we were going to bed, and she couldn't find a place in my small apartment at the time to put the wig. So I had a stand that I used for my headphones, my PC headphones. So she went to my PC setup. She threw my headphones on the couch and plopped the wig on the stand.
That's nice.
And the next morning, I got up before her and was playing on my PC, and I took the wig and I put it on and snapped a few photos of myself. It was nice and warm too.
Isn't it nice to put on a nice warm wig?
Warm wig.
Just it's already warmed up for you.
But it's weird if you tug too hard. You got to be careful. You can't be touching people's hair. But you were gonna say something about wigs for fun. Wigs.
Yeah, no. When I say, I think normal people don't own wigs, like play wigs. Like normal people, maybe they own a wig.
Normal people have like fuzzy cuffs. They have like whips and chains and.
Sure.
Yeah. A little bit of rope.
Yeah. No, but I would say that like I'm not normal. Like I'm not like I'm fun. I
think you're normal.
I don't know. I can't.
I think Keith, I got to say, is probably one of the coolest dudes I know. Cuz he has a sick band. He's a funny comic.
Yeah, the intro song on the show is my band.
He has a whole ass band. That band has really cool cover art and it's
shout out,
man. I find it a struggle literally to work, take care of a puppy, and like maintain a relationship and do comedy. You somehow are a dad. You have a band.
All right, quit.
You do comedy.
Yeah.
You do this podcast, and you make it all work. So I just want to know, Keith. Ice Spice.
Keith Spice.
How do you do it?
How do I do it?
How do you do it, darling? How do you manage your time? How do you do it?
I guess it's all about and this is the same way I cook. It's like it's all about time. It's all about you're getting your timing down. But like sometimes you got to put something on the back burner though. It's a lot of back burner. It's like what can I kind of shuffle off to the back burner, and then what can I shuffle to the front? Like, what do I need? What's my forefront?
Can I see the clear glasses?
Of course.
I'm going to interview you.
Yeah, no, I would love that. Here, let me look cooler as I get interviewed.
So tell me more, darling.
Yeah.
About your life.
Let me tell you. All right, this is what it's like, okay?
Okay.
What I do, I get up. I don't sleep much.
What time do you wake up?
Irie.
How How irie do you wake up?
Irie.
Oh, darling, that's too irie.
Oh, these mics are peaking.
Oh my god.
No, it's how do I do it? Well, it's just I juggle. I'm really like when I get obsessed with something, I know how to.
You
I
do
can
get
juggle.
obsessed, yeah.
I get really.
You know how this podcast started? Keith texted me, Mo, it's time we do a podcast. The people need it. Yeah, people need a podcast.
The people are asking. Everyone's saying we need it.
And I hit the wrong auto answer. I was going to auto answer no. And then I hit the yes auto answer. And I locked in.
And here we are 4 months later.
4 months. It's been 4 months, man. And a new year. A new year.
It's actually, this is episode 19. I know you missed one, so it's episode 18 with us. But still, that's...
And he replaced me with a white guy.
You did temporarily... He filled in.
He filled in.
I filled in with a white guy.
So people, let's vote. Let's vote for who should be on Mo Keith time. But no, it's been crazy. I do. Maybe we should. This is the show. We put on wigs.
Sometimes we can put on wigs.
I'll come in with a dress.
This is who we are.
Yeah.
We're just having fun. We just want you guys to.
I actually really dig this look.
It's fun, man.
I mean, you should see yourself in this.
I see it.
Oh my god.
Dude. I had a show called The Keith Hebert Show. You can look up that channel too if you want to see the Keith Hebert show. I remember
the Keith Hebert show.
And I made a bunch of episodes. This is the wig for a character, Karen from the internet, which I made Karen like I made her like a nice.
Is she caring?
She's like a nice Karen.
She was a caring Karen.
I tried to, bring a little light to the Karen name.
Dude, comedy, positivity. We need more of it. Can't always be negative.
Because, the thing is, there are Karens out there.
So, darling.
That don't suck. All right? There's good Karens. All right?
Karens for justice. I think Andrew Schultz has a bit about that. He has a bit about good Karen.
I'm sure, you know what? I'm sure there's a lot of comics with a good Karen bit.
He's like, if there's ever a problem in my building, I go to this one woman who'll complain and get the job done.
Well, she's a good Karen. Well, that's the thing. Well, okay, so but I'm really just trying to rep the name Karen as like, that's not like it doesn't have like a negative vibe. Like you should just, it's a person's name. It's mean to be mean to Karen.
Oh, dude, do you know this story? So you remember when the name Karen was really popping? There was a Karen epidemic, probably around the time the Keith Hebert show was happening. Like
the Caredemic.
It was like 1 year where it's like every other week there was a Karen who was losing their mind, calling the police for no reason, harassing black folk. And there was a segment on one of my favorite YouTube channels is actually Insider. It's like an Entertainment Insider, but they do really good exposés. And they did one about the Karen support group on Facebook. There's a Karen support group of women who just so happen to have the name Karen.
Yep.
Getting together to fight against Karen discrimination.
No, it's true.
Which is the most Karen thing to do.
Well, no, it kind of is. But here's. I mean, I've thought about this a lot because like I wasn't like, it's not like my mom's name is Karen. It's not that I have that. It's not like I know that much about Karen. But like, I had a crush on a girl named Karen at one point in elementary school. So like I've known there's good Karens. There's Karens that are millennials. They're not all in their 50s. Calling police on people that look like you.
What do you mean, people that look like?
Like they have gray wigs
and interviewers.
Yeah, but there's you can have the name Karen and not be a jerk. But anyway, I was thinking like down the road, all the people that are liberally using Karen are probably the most like liberal people, woke people out there, and they are going to be eating their Karen words in 20 years when there's this whole like, I can't believe you said Karen and like used it in a derogatory way. I can't believe you would do this. And also, not to mention, they're going to have football teams or probably women's bet, the San Diego Karens. And there's going to be a logo with that haircut. You know what I'm talking about.
Is it a pixie cut? Is that the official term for the haircut? Or is it like...
I guess so, but it's a little bit...
I've looked up the term once.
I don't know if it's a straight pixie, but it's definitely like...
it's short. The wig was perfect a second ago.
No, I know. I had a little fun with it.
You're perfect.
Thanks,
this could be you.
It is me.
You could decide to wear that every day. It would just be you.
I don't know why I can't.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Why can't a man wear a red...
There's nothing stopping you. Do it.
Why can't a person wear a red Ronald McDonald wig and then go to the bank and not be laughed at? You know what I mean?
A lot of dudes are painting their nails and stuff and doing more. I don't do it because I'm lazy, but I would do black, all black. I like that look, like from animes, or like two fingers that are black.
Two black fingers.
Two black fingers, yeah. Or Penn Jillette, the duo Penn and Teller, in honor of his mom, has one of his fingers. I think it's his ring finger, painted. With nail polish red to remember his mom who passed.
I thought you were going to say like black, like paints one black for his mom.
Well, paints one red for her.
Here's a twist on that. Like what if, as a symbol, instead of painting your finger black every day to remember that person, like what you do is like once every week or two you get a rock and you just smash your finger so it bruises, Mm-hmm. It's like all black and blue, and then that's just like painting.
You know what I don't get on that topic? People who do things like that, like people who get, like, I don't really get getting a tattoo for somebody who passed away for like a normal reason, like someone who passes away like as of old age. Mm-hmm. I don't think your grandma wants a tattoo.
I don't even think your grandma believes in getting tattoos.
Yeah, like, I think that's weird. As different if, like, that person would have wanted that tattoo, but I don't get the whole idea of those, because it feels, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Versus, like, if something happens that's, like, gnarly, like somebody hurt themselves, like they died in a freak accident.
Sure.
Or, like, maybe, yeah, that makes more sense. But if it's like, oh, no, my grandma died about when she was supposed to. Like,
so you're saying if you die of old age, you don't deserve to have as much remembrance? I don't think you should
have a tattoo. Yeah, I think just remember them.
Yeah.
Just like have a photo.
We think about dying a lot,
I think about dying every day.
We talk about
I'm surprised I'm alive right now.
Comedians. I thought I was gonna die Saturday night. Yeah. I was pretty sure.
What happened?
Just bad diarrhea. But we've all been there.
Yeah, my dog's there.
But but so no, I just, it's something you think about, and I've thought about this. Here we go. I've thought about this. What if like when you die, do you think that they'll make a sticker for you? They put the stickers on the, have you ever seen those stickers that are like on the back of on your windshield? It'll be like, remember, like Peter, Big Pete, and then it'll be like a motorcycle and like, the years, and it's like on the back of a car or something, or a truck or whatever. Like, what's yours gonna look like? Or is there gonna be like what kind of graphic do you think will be on there?
I don't know. I've never thought of that. I just hope when I die that they're just, masses of people just cry and weep. And
sure.
I want the country to shut down for a little bit.
You want a government shutdown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
I think, like fun ways to be remembered. Like, the having your like the sticker is like kind of a fun one. One time I saw a lady with one for Michael Jackson. It looked like all the other ones, and she had a Michael Jackson, like, we remember you, like, and it looked like one of the, like a one of the, like you'd have of like your buddy that was gone or whatever.
It hasn't been until recently where celebrity deaths have sort of affected me. Like, before I thought it was stupid. Like, why would you be affected by a celebrity death?
Yeah.
But when DMX died, that hit me.
Did it hit you?
That hurt. Because it's DMX.
I remember where I was when I found out. Actually, no, never mind. Nope. It was Coolio, the other rapper that died.
I know exactly where I was because it was on the toilet. I was on the toilet.
When you found out about Coolio?
When I found out about DMX was on the toilet. Probably when
Didn't
I found out about
Didn't they die
Coolio.
around the same time?
I think it was same year.
It was like not that far apart, but I remember like Coolio, I was I was on a show. You weren't you on a show with me that night? Was that the one in like we did in Manchester? Did we find out about Coolio in Manchester, or was that a different? Did I go with a different? Was that a different show? You weren't on that one.
Seems right. We did go to Manchester with Connor once. Connor McGrath, shout out.
Shout out Connor McGrath, stand-up comedian extraordinaire.
And guess what? I never knew this. Autistic.
Yeah,
never knew that.
Shocking. Shockingly autistic. But yeah. So the big one for me was Dimebag Darrell. You know who he was?
No.
He was the lead guitar player of Pantera, a big metal band from the 90s primarily, and he was murdered on stage. Pretty insane. Killed by a lunatic. Yeah, a lunatic fan that believed that because the Pantera had like broken up, and Dimebag Darrell was playing in another band with Vinnie Paul, his brother. And yeah, this nut job like broke into the back of the club and came in and killed him on stage. Damn. Yeah, it was like really messed up. That affected me. That one.
And they no security or anything?
I don't know how he got through, but yeah, that he killed him, and it's like was really was insane. It was the same day that John Lennon was murdered. The same date. Not the same year, but the same day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was exactly like 24 years later that it happened.
It's wild. Those it's crazy to think people obsess so hard over a celebrity that they want to like murder them.
Well, this guy believed that this guitar player was responsible for the band breaking up, and he also believed that they stole his ideas. Like this guy was just severely mentally ill. Like it wasn't like an obsessed fan. It was like a mentally ill person.
It's and that's terrifying. That stuff scares me a lot, of like, especially having dealt with family members or like people dealing with mental health crises. Like that's again going back to the whole mental health thing and everybody kind of faking or like everyone kind of says they have something going on, but they might not be. They might just be going through the normal swings of life. But when you encounter someone who's going through like a real like manic situation or like a real like depressive situation, that stuff is scary. Like seeing that in person, like you're actually seeing someone like devolve in front of you.
Yeah, man.
That stuff that was painful. So like I always kind of get that weirded out, and I have a sensitivity to I have a greater sensitivity now after dealing with someone close to me who had that about crazy people. So when I think of Kanye, or I think of like that guy, or I think of like these people who are nuts, who, you know, get time on stage or get time, that guy's different, but like get time on YouTube, TikTok or whatever. Like it's like, if you ever go down like TikTok or even the YouTube short wormhole and you go through some of like the individual creators, you can like see signs of like real mental illness, and you're like, damn, yeah, that's sad.
Do you guys see any signs right now that we could have some issues?
Narcissistic over
maybe,
here.
You know, leave a comment.
Diagnose us?
Yeah, let's.
What do you? Okay, Keith Tism.
No, I'm not. I'm just.
I think if you look
fun.
I think if you look at the way my eyes go back and forth during any of these shows, like though, if you pay attention to my eyes, you might think that I have ADHD or something. But
yeah,
I'm not diagnosed. I have none of that stuff.
Here you go.
Are you dressing me?
Sure.
Punch the mic again.
Give it a lip gloss. Give it a big punch, you know?
Yeah, just ruin your equipment. I already threw a hair on the ground. Sorry about that.
It's cool. It'll grow into a human being, right?
Yeah, you can have a Courtney. She's a lawyer. She's useful. It's useful thing to have.
Yeah, it's cool, man. I mean, life flies fast. 1 second you're having a really heavy conversation, and then the next second you're just switching wigs around. So we're just keeping it.
Am I wearing this?
We're hanging it low, and look. There's no wrong way to wear a wig. It's however you think you. I love, by the way. Look at Mo's bangs. Mo's bangs are nice.
Talk to me.
This is like, you know, they should reboot Terminator, and they should look like Mo right now. That's like a good Terminator. I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
I need your underwear. I need it. I need it to make a slingshot.
Yeah. I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. Do you remember that line?
Terminator 1, right?
2.
Or 2, yeah.
You remember that line, though?
Is that Did he say that?
Yeah, it's like in the opening scene when he's like...
naked?
No, when he's in the bar. Sorry, not the opening scene, but it's the first scene he's like really... the opening action scene in the thing that he's in, where he's in the bar and he just starts like going house on all the people in the bar.
Have you watched the Arnold documentary talking about my Netflix addiction?
No, I haven't watched it.
That's a good watch.
I don't have time to watch anything.
Yeah,
that's
don't.
the other. That's another.
That's what goes on the back burner.
That's like I don't watch anything anymore. I really don't. I just.
Are you
don't.
happier?
Well, because I want to be productive all the time. It's an obsession. Yeah, it's probably. I mean, I don't know.
Sometimes
I'm being productive.
Not being productive is productive, you know.
No, and it's funny.
You know, another thing I do respect about you is you have clear boundaries, and like you set them socially with people. Not to just kind of like, you know, give you fellatio this entire podcast, but I've always respected that about you. For as long as I've known you, it always seemed like you always made it kind of clear where you stood with people, and like you always kind of were honest.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah,
I appreciate
kind of set
noticing
clear
that.
boundaries. Like you always feel genuine. Like I'm like I think I think Keith's mad right now, or I think Keith's happy right now. Or I think Keith
I don't fake.
Annoyed with you right now.
Oh,
like you're
yeah.
very clear about how you feel, and you're very clear about the boundaries. Like when you tell people when their boundaries are crossed and stuff. I appreciate that about you.
Yeah, I think. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know if I do it consciously. It's just. It's built in. This is what happened. I don't know.
No, I've always noticed that about you. I'm like, yeah, I can tell very clearly telling people how you feel, or like being very direct. I appreciate it. Because like there are a lot of people who don't. Like I hate surprises. Like I hate people who are like not clear about how they feel, or like they don't say something like that they feel.
Yeah, I don't like that, man. I don't like flakes. Like if you flake a lot and you got nothing on it, like I'm gonna just start thinking like, oh, this person. I make a judgment pretty quick of like, oh, this person doesn't want to hang out or whatever, and I'm not gonna pursue that anymore. I just don't have time, you know. Like I can tell like they don't, when someone doesn't want to be your pal, you know.
Be your pal.
Sometimes you want to be someone's pal, and they don't want to be your pal. And you gotta know. You gotta know when to.
You gotta know when to pal them.
Yeah, you gotta know.
Gotta know when to ghost them.
When to ghost them.
Gotta know when to never talk to them again. That's a good one. I need to rewrite that one. You know, gotta know when to friend them.
Gotta know when to end them.
When to end them. Nah, man. I feel like boundaries are important. Like, you know. And
is it boundaries? Because one thing that I feel it's like self-conscious about a lot is like I just tell I am not. What you're saying is like I'm honest, like open, honest about stuff, like, and sometimes it's like too much, and I'm afraid that some people, like, if I get comfortable with you fast, I'm gonna really just be who I am. I'm not gonna like. I don't. Some people really. I don't get that. Do people that like start a relation, like when you start dating someone new, are you immediately open, honest who you are? Or do you kind of ease into it?
I'm pretty open immediately.
Do people? I want to know. Do people like in general kind of like play their cards close to the vest? Another poker like reference, but or do they? Are they just kind of all in?
Well, when I dated, it seemed like I was always really big on like, this is who I am, because I have a really weird lifestyle. I'm relatively disorganized, and I got a lot going on. I get a lot of things thrown at me on the family side and the life side, and there was a time in my career where I would randomly travel quite often. So I would have to tell people like, oh yeah, I'm going to randomly be gone for like 30 days and it's going to be hard to reach me. So I try to be like upfront about like how I tried to, especially when I was dating, like upfront about what I wanted and who I was. But it always felt like some people were like intimidated by that, or like it would trigger them to open up way more than they should on like the first date. Like I've had people like get way too comfortable. My problem is people get way too comfortable with me too quickly because I am empathetic. Like I'm an empath.
Yeah, you're like a jolly fun guy.
I try to be very nice, but like I don't want. I've had people open up to me about some dark ass shit.
Oh,
it's just like weird. Dude.
That's rough, man. That's rough.
Like on the first encounter, like really weird stuff. Or like, dude, if I showed you my old Hinge and Tinder messages, you would freak out.
That's a future ep.
Honestly, there's bad stuff that I've sent there, but I've gotten like, dude, in high school, I met this girl. Not high school, in college, I met this girl on Tinder that I was trying to, like, I was starting to try to get into the hookup thing. And this girl, oh my God, I gave her my phone number. We've only known each other for a day. And she's like, I have a really good feeling about you. And she called me 20 times in one day.
I don't see a problem with that.
She was having a shroom, like, she was tripping. And she did some acid, she did some shrooms, and she was saying it's her first time doing it. And I was like, have fun. Thinking she would not message me again for a while. Like, and I get 20 missed calls, I get a bunch of text messages, and then, dude, I saw her in real life at USM. I saw her, and she, like, followed me.
You didn't, okay, so
I didn't say hi to her. I walked away from her. I saw her, she didn't, like, we made eye contact, and I walked away, because I was so freaked out, and she followed me around.
So it wasn't the scenario of you see each other across the room, and then you slowly come up to each other, and you're slowly approaching, and then you go in for the kiss,
No,
and then you're like, wow.
Pretended not to recognize her, and obviously she didn't look fully the way she looked on her Tinder profile.
How did she look different?
She just
I'm
didn't
curious.
look the way she did in her profile.
Just give me some traits. This is the end of the episode. I mean, no one's listening to this anymore.
Yeah.
So tell me tell me the truth.
She was hairier. She was
hairier
and blacker.
Yeah.
Because she was a white woman, a hairless white woman, like no hair at all, bald in the profile picture, but in real life she was just a very hairy. She was Bigfoot. She was Bigfoot. I found Bigfoot.
For real?
Yeah.
Damn.
Bigfoot. She followed me around the USM campus.
Nice. So weird. It sounded like you could have been two peas in a pod.
We could have been. 2 feet
20,
in a shoe.
Really 20 missed calls?
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. It was like 20. I'm not kidding. It was like over 20 missed calls and a bunch of text messages.
Wait, were you watching them come in and you were like declining them?
I fell asleep. I given her my number that night.
Yeah.
She told me what was going on and she blew up my phone.
Okay.
And then the next morning I'm like, holy shit.
So the one time I had 15 missed calls, it was insane. So this was like maybe a year ago, and this was a year ago. I wake up, and my alarm didn't go off on my phone, and I have a baby, and I didn't hear the baby
baby.
Didn't hear the baby crying, and fun, cool thing happened. We've got the baby cam. Baby unplugged the baby cam somehow. Got it unplugged. So
you know what I just realized?
Yeah.
You whipped out the wigs so that I would take my hat off so people could talk about my forehead. That's what just hit me. It was sneaky. That was sneaky of you.
That wasn't it.
Because that's so funny. I felt like there was a ploy. Because you were like, oh, Mo's forehead is getting engagement.
That wasn't
let's get him to reveal it.
You know what I'll do? It's blurred out. Every time your head is getting blurred. I'm blurred. We're putting a blur on Mo. You don't get to see. I knew you were
clever. No. My mom told me don't trust the white man. She told me before this podcast.
She's right, but no.
Like, don't trust him.
No, but this is the thing, is I'll blur your hairline so that they don't know how clapped it is. But
it's so clapped.
That's Somali dude. Every time you take that hat off, I have to blur. So just so you know. But anyway, I was telling this cool story, my missed call story.
Mm-hmm.
So
15 missed calls, baby.
Okay, baby pulled the camera, unplugged it from the wall, and Amy watches the camera when she's at work. She's at work during this. All of a sudden, camera's gone. She saw the video of her unplugging it, and then the whole time she's thinking really bad thoughts of what could be happening with
right.
And meanwhile, I'm asleep. So 15 missed calls later, I finally wake up and I see all the phone calls, and I'm like, "Oh, this must be good."
That must be terrible. You must have thought someone died.
Well, it was all Amy, and I'm like, she's not far from here, so she could have got home like in a relatively decent amount of time to check. And she said that I almost came home because I thought, she thought I was dead or something, or maybe, but not to mention like the camera, the baby cam was gone, so she couldn't see that anymore. But I woke up, felt great, hadn't got that much sleep in forever. Go in, baby's just chilling, mind her own biz, not doing anything bad at all. And I just called him like, "Hey, what's going on?" And she was like, "This has been O'Keefe time."